Hey everyone, thanks for learning to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be playing through a brand new game I just got in, which is Deliverance. This is a brand new one from Lowen Games. It is a 1 to 4 player game that takes roughly 1 to 2 hours to play, and is a fully cooperative game where all the players are working together to defeat whichever scenario or skirmish they've chosen to go on. So in the game itself, you are going to be playing angels, and you are tasked with trying to rescue this town from darkness and evil. The demons have been set loose, and they are trying to ruin this town, and so we are going to try to rescue them as the angels, using our powers of goodness to destroy the demons and the demon prince that we will end up facing. So in this video, I'm going to be playing a 2-player game, going through the skirmish mode, showing you how that works, and seeing if I can defeat the demon prince that is selected for this one. As always, if you find my videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we continue to grow, be able to produce this content. If you want to stay up to date on all my videos, also give that notification bell a ring, and I'll let you know whenever I drop new videos, as I'm dropping new teaching videos, playthroughs, unboxings, crowdfunding videos, and many others all the time. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see anything else around this one as well. There is a campaign mode in this one that I would be very interested in checking out. Also, if you'd like a teaching video on this one, I am open to hearing from that as well. So let me know in those comments down below if there's anything else you want to see around this, and let's go ahead and head to the table and we'll see how this one plays. So before we get into the game, there is a couple of things I have to handle for setup, and then we're ready to move into it. So first off, I have to choose locations for my angels to be placed out on the heavenly gates. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to be playing 2 players. I have Gabriel and Christine that I'm going to be playing as the 2 different angels. And Christine is the voice of thunder, and Gabriel is the messenger of God. Now for the enemies, for this one, I went ahead and populated those. Each one of the tiles will have 1 enemy group on it, and so we're going to be fighting the fallen seraphs and the Sandman demons. So they're going to pose the challenges for our initial battle before we get into the final battle with the demon prince. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and place Christine up here, and I'm going to go ahead and drop Gabriel there. From there, then the game itself is going to be played over rounds. And in the skirmish mode that I'm playing, there's going to be 3 phases in each round. Those are going to be the darkness phase, the action phase, and the level up phase. So the first phase in each round is going to be the darkness phase. During this phase, I'm going to be placing darkness cards out on the darkness track. And that is going to be based on the number of players plus the number of saints that are oppressed right now. So with this being the first turn, I will not have to resolve the oppressed saints, but I do have 2 darkness cards that are going to be placed out, 1 for each one of the angels that is being played. So from there, then, if there are any darkness cards revealed, then I would resolve those at this point. And if you have to add darkness cards and all the spaces are taken up with darkness cards that are face down, you're going to start revealing darkness cards starting with the leftmost card and working your way over. If you ever have to put out a card and all the cards are already revealed, then each angel out on the board is going to take a wound instead per card you cannot put out. All right, so now that that's all handled, I am ready to move into the action phase. And during the action phase, it'll start with the angel players choosing one of their angels to activate. And so I've gone ahead and selected Christine to be the starting angel. From there, it's going to bounce back and forth. So I'll resolve Christine's turn, then it'll go to the fallen seraphs, and then it'll go back to the angels for Gabriel, and then the Sandman will finish off the round. And this will continue going back and forth until, like I said, you resolve everything. All right, so moving into it, with Christine, I have 2 actions that I can spend to carry out a variety of different things that are listed on her board. And each one of the angels is also going to start the game with 2 courage tokens. And you'll be able to spend courage tokens to activate different abilities along with spending an action token or whatnot. Now, each one of the abilities also lists different icons next to it. Some of those icons are going to allow you to do free actions, which will not use up one of your action tokens. And other ones will let you do, say, for example, with Shock here with Christine, I can do as a free action first, I can move up to 3 spaces or deal 1 damage to an adjacent demon. If I choose to do that action again, then that actually will cost an action to carry that out. And that will be true for every action I do of that selection after that. And again, with some of them, I will have to spend courage tokens. Other ones will actually give me courage tokens. And I have a maximum of 5 courage tokens that I can have at any time. So if I gain more than that, then I'm simply going to lose any additional ones that I would gain. All right, so moving into it, let's go ahead and start this off. And with Christine, I do see that oppressed angel. And for the standees, normally those are going to be standing up, but I want you to be able to see where they're at. So the base of the standee is going to be in the space that it is. So as you can see here with the Fallens, they take up 2 spaces. That's not the case. They're actually going to be in the space that the bottom of their standee is in. So I'm going to go ahead and move up, and with Christine, I can move it to 3 spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. That puts me adjacent to that demon, but it also puts me adjacent to that saint there. And since there isn't a demon that is adjacent to that, which are the 4 straight spaces to it, north, south, east, and west of the space, no diagonal is allowed. That is actually going to flip that saint over to the rescued side, and I'm going to gain an experience point for that. And that was a free action, so I didn't even use one of my action tokens to carry that out. So from there, I think I want to do some damage now. But there is a wall there that is blocking her from being able to target that demon directly across that line. So let's see what I have here. I have Clash, which is a range 1, so unfortunately I would not be able to target it through that wall. Otherwise I could hit him. And so let's see what else I have. I have Enemy Charge. So this one lets me target an angel heals based on my skill. And so with her, I can heal up to 2 damage. And I make a test on a 7+, then the angel also gains Empowerment, or Empower, which is a bonus token. Then she has Lightning Stab. This one has a range of 2. So with the Lightning Stab, that one has a range of 2, and it says that I can target a space in range and deal 2 damage to up to 2 demons on or adjacent to that space. So that actually could be pretty good. I wouldn't be able to target both of them, but I can use it to at least do some damage. And with the Fallen, they have 8 health, each of them. Okay. Or I can do a Pray, which lets me draw a prayer card. It also gets me a courage token, and I can take a test, and if I'm successful, I can cast down a darkness card. Or I can choose to remove an affliction or revive a defeated angel. All right, so I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and start by doing my first action. I'm going to do the Lightning Stab. So this one says it has a range of 2, and it does cost a courage token. So I'll spend a courage to carry that out. It says I can target a space in range, so I'm going to target this top space here. And it says that I deal a number of damage based on my stat here to up to 2 demons on or adjacent to that space. So he is adjacent as he is directly connected to that space. So he is going to take 3 damage from that. So I'll add 3 damage, and that is Demon or Fallen 2. So I'll place the 3 damage tokens on the Fallen 2 space. All right, so that was my first action. My second action, I'm going to go ahead and do Pray. So I'm going to gain a courage token for that. Then I get to draw a prayer card. And each one of these prayer cards has a passage in it from the Bible. So this one says, "Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in times of need." All right, and this one on the back side is Desperate Prayer. This one lets me play it at any time, and it's not considered an action, so I can do this one even outside of the angel's turn. This one lets me prevent all damage dealt to an angel from one source. Afterwards, that angel heals 2 damage, so that can be really helpful, especially later in the game. And then I also do have to make a test on a 7+, and I am successful on an 11. And it lets me cast down one of the darkness cards or remove an affliction or bring a defeated angel back. But neither one of those cases are happening right now, so definitely dropping that darkness card is very beneficial. And that is going to actually be my second action that I should have flipped over to begin with. All right, now I could use any other free actions if she had them, or if I had prayer cards that were free actions, I could use any of those. She doesn't have any of that at this point, so that is going to end her turn. And we're ready to move into the Fallen Seraph turns. So with them, each one of the minions is going to have a instant action that's going to be carried out. So this one is Juggernaut. It has a range of 1, a movement of 3, and it's a test on a 7+. On success, each fallen seraph engages the nearest angel and deals 1 damage. All right, so it has a range of 1, so he's going to have to be adjacent, but he gets to move up to 3 spaces to do so. So he's going to go 1, 2, and he can be on the same space as a saint. Now, normally that would flip the saint back over to oppressed, but since an angel is adjacent, it's just simply going to stay where it is. Now, if she moves away, then it'll also do that. All right, and with this one, he's going to move forward 1 to be within range 1. All right, and then they're going to make a test. So starting with the fallen 1. Fallen 1 is successful, so it engages the nearest angel and deals 1 damage to him. So Gabriel takes 1, and up top there with fallen 2 is also successful with boxcars. So Christine takes 1 as well. Then I roll a single die, and the fallen are all going to carry out that action based on the number I roll. So let's see what comes up. It's a 2, so that is Deadly Foe. So it has a range of 1, movement of infinite. The fallen seraphs engage the angel with the lowest health and deals 2 damage. Movement is infinite when engaging with this skill. So lowest health is Gabriel. So both of them are going to move over to him. And they're going to hit him for 2 damage each. So he's going to be down to 10 and then down to 8 from that. All right, and that is their turn. So that will flip over their action token, and then it is back to us. So Gabriel is going to go next. I want to get a little bit of distance here. So I can do a free action with flight that lets me move up to a number of spaces based on my stat there, so I can actually move it to 3 spaces. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3 to move there. That was a free action, so it doesn't cost me one of my actions. And then next, I am going to go ahead and do, I think I'm going to try to go, I need some more courage, so I'm going to go ahead and spend my first action to do pray. That's going to get me another courage. Lets me draw a prayer card. So this one is the bows of the mighty men are broken, and those who stumble are geared with strength. All right, so this one is restraining darkness. Play on your turn as an action. Angels gain 1 courage for each darkness card on the board, divided however you choose. Okay, so that can be helpful. And then I'm going to make my test. So on a 7+, and he was successful as well at 11. So that is going to discard the second darkness card. So I'm good there. And from there, then I am going to go ahead and do the shield discus. That is going to cost me 2 courage. And with that, it's going to deal a number of damage to a demon. Then test on a 7+. If successful, then I'm going to deal 1 additional damage. So right now I'm going to deal 3 damage to, I'm going to do with Fallen 1, as I have range to that one. As there's a wall here, so I couldn't target the other one. Otherwise, I would have range technically. So I could go 1, 2, well, I wouldn't because he's 4 spaces away. So Angel 1's going to take 1 or 3, and then I'm going to roll, and if I get a 7 or better, I add an additional damage. And I do at 11 again. Hot dice. All right. So that is that'll be 4 damage on Fallen 1 and 3 damage on Fallen 2. And that was a free action, so I still have 1 action remaining. I think I'm going to go ahead and do another move action. So I'm going to spend this to do another move, which lets me move 3 more spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to go ahead and stay on that space with the Saints. And get close to Christine. All right, so that is the end of Gabriel's turn. So then it is over to the Sandman to go. So first off, they are restless, so they have an infinite number of movement. Each Sandman moves adjacent to the nearest saint. So that is going to be these guys here. And then we'll roll for the action. Another 6. Nightmare. Reveal cards from the darkness deck until a card with an instant is revealed. That card activates and then is discarded with the other revealed cards. It does not enter play on the darkness board. All right, so... Okay, so it has that symbol, so it says test X, do the following for each demon according to the result. Okay, so a 1 to 4 is do nothing. On a 5 or 6, gain a shield, and a 7+, deal 1 damage. Okay, test X, do the following to each angel according to the result. Okay, all right, and it got a 6, so it's going to gain a shield. All right. And each one of them do that. So that was for the first one. And then the second one is going to reveal until it finds a card. All right, so then it's live by the sword. Each angel is dealt damage equal to their current sword stat. So Christine takes 2. Gabriel takes 2 as well. Gabriel's down to 6 health already. Ouch. Okay. Those Sandman are nasty. All right, that is their turn, and that will end the round. So at the end of the round, or at that point, that is the end of the action phase, and so we move into the level up phase. And during the level up phase, if you have a number of experience points, based on the number of angels plus 1, so I need for every 3 experience, I can spend that 3 to level my angels up, which allows each angel to either take or gain a talent card from one of the lowest level talents that they haven't gotten yet, or draw 2 heavenly treasure cards and choose one to keep and one that'll be discarded. All right, so after that, then it starts a new round. So at this point, again, we're going to go into the darkness phase. So we'll add 2 darkness cards, 1 for each of the angels, and now 1 additional darkness card for the one saint that is still oppressed. From there, then we're again into the action phase, as we have not revealed any darkness cards yet to have to resolve. So then all of the tokens are flipped over for all of the different characters, and then we are going to move back into the angel's turn. So again, choose one of the angels to start their turn. I think I'm going to start with Christine again. So I'm going to start her turn by doing a free move action. All right, so I get to do 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to move there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a lightning stab. So that's going to cost me a courage. And it says I'm going to target a space in range. So I'm going to go ahead and target this space here, as it is at my max range of 2. And I'm going to deal a number of damage to up to 2 demons on or adjacent to that space. So they are both adjacent, so they're both going to take 3 damage from that. Okay, so Fallen 2 is at 6 damage. And Fallen 1 is at 7 damage. So he is almost ready to go down. All right. So I could do that again, because I'm hurting pretty bad here. So I think I will, yeah, I think I'll do that. So I'm going to spend my last courage and repeat that same thing again. And that will take both of them out because I'm going to deal 3 more damage to each of them. So that will eliminate their card. And that'll move the Sandman down, and I'm going to gain 2 experience points for each one of them that I defeated. And that is her turn, as I don't have anything else to do at the moment. Okay, and so then it's going to move over to the Sandman to go again. All right, so first off, Restless. Each Sandman moves adjacent to the nearest saint, and they're adjacent to it, so that's all they're going to do. And then we'll roll for the action. Number 6 again, so it's another Nightmare. So reveal cards from the darkness deck until a card is revealed. Okay, so this is the first guy. So this is Arrogance. So each angel is dealt damage equal to their current courage. So Gabriel takes 1 and Christine doesn't take any. And then Sandman number 2 is Waylay. Angels are dealt 1 damage for each demon in play, up to a maximum of 8, divided however players choose. For each protected saint, reduce that damage by 1. So I'm going to take 1 damage as there's 2 demons out and there is 1 protected saint. So I'm going to go ahead and have Christine take it. So she's at 11. All right. And that will finish off the Sandman's turn. So then it's going to be back over to Gabriel to go. So Gabriel, who I am going to go ahead and start with, I'm going to go ahead and do flight. So it's going to let me move 2 spaces. And I can move up to 3, but I think I'm good at the 2 spaces there. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend an action to do stab. This lets me deal damage to target demon. If you have 0 shields, I'm going to gain a shield. So I get to gain 1 shield. And I'm going to deal him 1 damage. So that is Sandman number 2. All right, and then my last action, I am going to go ahead and do pray. And stab also gets me a courage. So I get another courage there. And I'm going to do pray, so that's going to let me gain another courage. I gain a prayer card. So this one says, let all those rejoice who put their trust in you. Let them ever shout your joy because you defend them. Let those who also love your name be joyful in you. And this is Battle Song. Play on your turn as an action. Deal 2 damage to each demon on the battlefield. Then test on an A+. On the success, deal 1 additional damage to each demon. So could be pretty useful. All right, that is that. And then I have to test. And it's a pair of 2s, so no luck there. So unfortunately, one of the darknesses is going to come out here or get flipped over. All right, that is everything I can do on my turn, and the enemies have all been activated. So then we're going to move into the level up phase. So I'm going to spend 3 experience points. So I'm down to 2, and each one of my angels gets to level up once. So I can again either choose or randomly draw 2 talents from the level 1 or the talent number 1, or I can gain 2 heavenly treasures. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Christine, and I think I'm going to go ahead and take a talent with her. So I'll go ahead and shuffle these cards up. And I get to draw 2, so I'll take that and that one. Okay, let's see what I have to choose from here. So I can either take Cirrus Clouds. This is a passive. Your skills gain 1 range. Optional. At any time, you may discard this skill. If you do, gain 2 courage. Okay, or I have Thunderclap. Pay 1 courage. You may use this skill once per round. Each adjacent demon is dealt 2 damage and must move 1 space. Then you may move 1 space. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take that with her. With Gabriel, I'm going to take the Heavenly Treasure. So I'm going to draw 2. And first off, I can either take the Musician's Song String Weapon. This one is once per round. Test on a 9+, heal 1 damage for each adjacent angel, including yourself. And it also gives me an additional skill on there. Or I have the Bronze Serpent. This is a weapon. I can pay 1 courage, remove 1 affliction, use only once per round, and it also gives me one of those stats. Let's see. I think I'm going to try the one for the test. So I get, I can heal on a 9+. So it's going to be a little challenging, but at least it'll give me something there. All right, that is that phase. So now, again, we're back into the darkness phase. So 1 card per angel and 1 card for the oppressed saint. So this gets flipped over. And it's an instant effect, so it's a reckless gamble. Each angel is dealt 4 damage, but cannot be reduced below 1 health by this damage. Afterward, angels gain shields equal to half the damage dealt, rounded down. Whew. Each angel is dealt 4 damage. All right, so she's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. So that puts her down to 7 health. And he's also going to be dealt 4, which bring him down to 1, but she is going to spend her Desperate Prayer, and this says it can be played at any time, and it's not an action, and prevents all damage dealt to the angel from one source. Afterwards, that angel heals 2 damage, so I actually get 2 health out of that. And then this is going to be discarded, and then it says afterward, angels gain shields equal to half the damage dealt, rounded down. So I will get 2 shields on Christine, and I won't get any because I didn't take any damage on Gabriel. And then that is going to be discarded. So these all slide down, as that is just a effect and it goes away. All right, then we're ready to move into our action phase. So we flip over all of those. And do I go with Gabriel? All right. So once per round, so I'll go ahead and do that. On a 9+, heal 1 damage from each adjacent angel, including yourself. So on a 9+. That's cracked, so try it again. And it's an 8, so not enough. All right, so that's that. And then I could do Battle Song. That would deal 2 damage to each of the demons. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. So that is an action. So I'll spend that and play the card. So, and then I'll roll as well. On an 8+, I also get to add an additional damage to that. And not so much. Okay, so I do 2 damage to Sandman number 2. And I do 1 damage to Sandman number 1 because he had a shield, so he soaks 1 damage from that for that. Okay. All right. I am going to do, I think, Shield Discus next. So this is going to deal 3 damage, and I'm going to go after Sandman number 2. So that'll be 3 damage on him. Okay. And then I'm going to roll to see if I do an additional point of damage from that on a 7+. That's cracked. Nope. Pair of 1s. Okay, so no luck there. And that costs 2. And it was a free action, though. Oh, I think I will do a stab. So that one gives me a courage back. And it deals a number damage based on my stat to a target demon at range 1. If you have 0 shields, you gain 1. And I have +1 there, so I'm going to do 2 damage to Sandman number 2. So that will take him out. That is going to be 8 damage total with him. So at least one of those guys is out. Okay, and that gives me 2 experience points for the group. And I do have a move action. So I'm going to go ahead and move back a couple of spaces here. All right, that is my turn. So again, then it is over to the Sandman to go. So they're going to stay next to the nearest saint. And then for the action, it is number 1. So it's a time freeze, has a range of 1, movement infinite. Sandman engages the angel with the highest health and deals 3 damage. So he's going to move over and attack Christine for 3. So she loses 2 shields and 1 health. So she's down to 6. All right. And that is everything that he can do. So then it is over to her to go. All right. So she doesn't have any courage either. So I'm going to start off with a pray action. So that's going to give me 1. Lets me draw a prayer card. The effective, fervent prayer of the righteous man avails much. All right, so this is righteous prayer. Play at any time, not an action. Add 1 to the results of a prayer test. On success, that angel may choose any 2 options from the prayer test. Okay. And so, and I do have to roll. So on a 7+, and I got an 8. So I am successful. I am going to go ahead and just remove a darkness card. I'm going to go ahead and do a move action. 1, 2, 3 to move there. And that's a free action. And I did do a prey, so that is going to cost me an action. So I do have 1 action left. I'm going to go ahead and do energy charge. It's going to cost me a courage to do so. It is an action. And it lets me heal an angel of my choice up to range 3, 2 points. So I'm going to heal Gabriel. And then on a 7+, I also empower him. And boxcars, so I also empower him. So empower lets him add 1 damage to dealt from skills by the bearer of this boon. Okay. And that is her turn. Sandman had actually gone as well. And that's all she can do. So that is, yeah, Thunderclap has a cost to it, so she cannot carry that out. All right, so that is the Angel's turns. So now we're into the level up phase. So again, I'm going to spend the 3, bringing me back down to 1 to level up. So each one of my angels gets to gain something. So Christine this time is going to gain a heavenly treasure. So I have Raiment of Life. This one would give her 2 health and 1 to her book stat there, which would help with healing. So that could actually be pretty good. Or I have the Warden's Cloak. This one again, 2 health, and it gives me a bump to my stat there so that would be effective for lightning. So it's either going to be healing or damage. I think I'm going to go healing because they have both taken quite a beating, so I think that will help. So that's going to give her 2 additional health right away, so that brings her to 8. And then she gets that bonus there as well. And Gabriel, I think I will gain a talent. So he gets to gain 1 of these. Let's go ahead and shuffle these up real quick. And let's see what he gets. All right. So I can have Repose. After you are dealt damage by an adjacent demon, you may deal 1 damage to that demon. Or Special Delivery. Whenever you would draw a prayer card with a prey action, reveal 2 cards, draw 1 of those cards into your hand and discard the other. Ooh. I think I'm going to take the prey because those cards can be really helpful. So being able to choose 1 to gain, I think, could be really beneficial. All right, that is the end of the level up phase. So again, we're into the darkness phase. So again, adding 2 darkness cards, and then the third one is going to reveal this one. So this is, okay, so this is Seeds of Worry. It is an instant effect and it is ongoing. So it's a 7+ on fail. Angels each dealt 1 damage and afflicted with cursed, then destroy this card. All right, so it's a 7+ test. So let's see if our angels can do it. And it's a fail, unfortunately. So they're both suffering cursed. Not good. Okay. And are each dealt a damage. So I'm going to drop the shield. And Christine's going to take 1. Okay. And that actually has a stay in effect. All right. So then we'll get our actions back. And it moves into the angel's turn. So we have to choose our starting angel here. I'm going to go ahead and do it with Gabriel, though. All right, so Gabriel, I'm going to go ahead and do a flight, which is a free action. That is going to let me move up to 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. I want to get next to that guy to try to help him out and turn him. So I think I'm going to have to do another one just to move so that I can be adjacent to him. So that's going to give me an experience point. And then I'm going to do the musician's ability. So 9+. Nope, that's a 6. Okay, I have one action remaining. So I think I'm going to do Pray. So that is an action. It gets me a courage. And lets me draw a card. So I get to draw 2 cards. So this is Blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. Or, but you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts up my head. All right, so this one, the first one is Bladed Stance. Play at any time, not an action, add or subtract 3 from the test, then target angel gains a shield. Or Shield Slam, play on your turn as an action, move up to 3 spaces and gain 3 shields, then deal damage equal to your highest single stat to an adjacent demon. I think I'm going to take the Shield Slam. That one will be discarded, and then I'm going to make a test on a 7+. I also get to choose, and I do pass, so I could remove Cursed, or I can take a Darkness card away. I think I'm going to go ahead and remove a Darkness card. Okay, so that is that. And Cursed is for failed tests, I'm pretty sure. So when a test is failed by the bearer of this boon, they are dealt 1 damage. Oh, I will take a damage, though, for the sword. Because I did test for that, and I failed that. Okay. That is Gabriel's turn, so over to the Sandman to go. So he's going to move adjacent to the nearest saint, so I'll put him there. And then we're going to roll. It's a 5, so it's Nightmare. So again, I'm going to reveal a Darkness card until I get an instant effect. All right, Heart of Stone. Reveal cards from the Darkness deck until a card with the turning symbol is revealed. Put that card into play face up in place of the Heart of Stone. If this card is an instant, it activates immediately. You know, this is just a draw effect. Reveal cards from the Darkness deck until a card with instant is revealed. That card activates, then is discarded with the other revealed cards. It does not enter play onto the Darkness board. So I guess with this one, it wouldn't have an effect because it isn't actually played onto the Darkness board. So I think I kind of dodged a little bit of a bullet there. All right, that is the Sandman's turn. So then it would go to Christine to go. All right, Christine, what do you want to do? Let's see here. I got to stay close to the saint. So I'm going to go ahead and do a move action. I'm going to move myself here to stay next to the saint. And I think I'm going to do a pray action as well. So it's going to get me a courage. I'm going to draw a prayer card. So this one is, he who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To him who overcomes, I will give to eat from the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. All right, so this is the Holy Glow. Play at any time, not an action. Remove 1 affliction from target angel. That angel gains 1 shield. Okay. That could be pretty useful pretty quick here as well, because both of us have an affliction on us. All right, and then I roll on a 7+, and I've got a 9, so I am successful. And I'm going to go ahead and remove a Darkness card. All right, that was an action, so what else do I want to do here? So I could do a healing. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and, first off, I'm going to do the Holy Glow. And that's going to get her shield, and she also gets to remove Curse. So then I'm going to spend this to activate her energy charge. So she is going to heal 3 to herself, bringing her back up to 10. And then she does a test to see if she's empowered. and she does not pass. So it's a good thing she spent that other thing, as that would have not worked out in her favor. She would have taken a damage from that. All right, that is her turn, as that is all the action. So again, that is the end of the round. At this point, I don't have enough to level up, so we're going to move into a new round. And during the new round, we're going to reveal darkness or place darkness cards. We're only placing 2 now because of the angels, and both of the saints are on the protected side, so we don't have to worry about any additional cards. But this one is also going to have its effects still, so we're going to have a test on a 7+. And I did pass this time, so no effects. Okay, so that is good. All right, and then it's back over to us. So flip these back over. And let's see here. I think I'm going to go again with Christine. So she will be my starting angel. I'm going to spend my first action to do a pray again. So that's going to get her 1. She draws a prayer card. He who tills his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows frivolity will have poverty enough. So this is Diligence. This one, it can be played on your turn as a free action. Target angel gains a courage if that angel has 10 damage counters or more. They also gain 1 action to use immediately. Well, she's at 10 health. She started at 15, she's at 17, so she does not currently have that. So I'm just going to hold on to that for the moment, as that can be really helpful a little bit later on. And then I'm going to roll. And I got a 3 and a 1, so no luck there. Okay, and I have 1 action left. So I could do the lightning stab at this point, because I do have 1, or I can do a heal action, which I think at this point I'm just kind of trying to build back up, as I've taken a lot of damage and I'm going to need some health moving into the next area. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and spend that again to activate that ability again. So it's going to heal 3. I'm going to do it on Gabriel, as he is in range, and then I'm going to test, and on a 7+, she will be empowered, which she, or he would be, but he is already empowered, so I don't have to worry about that. All right, and that was my 2 actions, so again, then the Sandman activates, and we'll roll, because he's already adjacent to a saint, and it's a 6, so he is really hitting those nightmares. All right, so nothing there. All right, so we have Familiar Scars. Add shadow to 1 angel space that does not currently contain shadow. Afterwards, each angel in a space with shadow is dealt 1 damage. So I'm going to put it on Gabriel's space. Okay, and he takes a damage. Okay, and then that'll go away. All right, and then it is Gabriel's turn. So, darkness or shadow, fix a space on the map. When an angel ends their turn on this space, they are dealt 1 damage. Okay, so I don't want to be on there at the end of my turn here. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, I'm going to spend my first action to do the shield slam. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to move on adjacent to him, and then I'll be able to shield bash him for 3 damage. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And so that brings him up to 4. And then I also gain 3 shields. Okay. And then that is going to be discarded. All right, so what else do I want to do here? So I could do the discus, which would give me a shot at bringing him down. If I test and I get the bonus additional one, that could be good. But I have not been able to, I haven't used this yet either. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pop that. That's going to spend 1. And angels are going to gain 1 for each darkness card on the board, divided however you choose. So I'm going to gain 5 courage, divided up. So I'm going to go ahead and give 2 to Gabriel, and I'll give 3 to Christine. All right, and that is my turn, as I don't really have anything else to do at this moment. I could pop that one, but I am cursed still, which is more than likely going to affect me. Oh, and the Empower does add a bonus to that, so it's actually 1 more damage on to the demon. So Samian is at 5 damage at this point. All right, that is my turn, and that is the end of the round. And that is not good with the darkness. And we don't level up at this point, so into a new darkness phase. I have to draw 2 new darkness cards, so I have to reveal them. So this is Prideful Heart. Demon, so let's go ahead and just work our way through. So this one first for the test. And we do fail it, so with that, each angel is dealt 1 damage, so I'm going to lose a shield and affected with curse. Oh, and then destroy this card. Ooh, I missed that last time. All right, so that is simply going to go. All right, so when on a fail, that's when that happens. So that should have been removed. These would slide over, so 1 will come out, and then 1 has to be played, so that was this one here. And then we're going to resolve it so the angel with the highest current health heals 1 damage, and the angel with the lowest current health is dealt 1 damage. They're tied, so it's my choice. So she'll go up 1, he'll go down 1. All right, he gets, no, there was nothing there. Okay, and that is going to stay in play until that is discarded. All right, and then we get our tokens back. And I think I'm going to go with Gabriel first. So with Gabriel, I am going to go ahead. I think I'm just going to do the Shield Discus and go ahead and attack for that. So it's going to deal 3 damage, and that will be enough to defeat that demon. So that's going to get me 2 more experience points. And that removes that demon as well. And that is going to end this first part here. So when that ends, then we're going to move into a special setup section for the final battle. So there are a number of steps to be done with this. So first off, you're going to remove all status effects from characters on the map tiles. So I lose Curse and Empower there. And discard any face down darkness cards. So all of these are going to be removed. Okay. Remove any saint tokens from the map tiles. So those guys go away. Do not remove angels from the map. For each unused action angel has remaining, choose one of the following. Gain a courage. So I could gain another courage there. Cast down 1 face-up darkness card. Heal 3 damage. Draw 1 prayer card. So he's got, both of them have 2. So I think I'm going to heal 3 with him and draw a prayer card. So that's his 2. So this is... And he took bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." So this is communion. On your turn, play as a free action. Angels each heal 1 for each prayer card in their hands, including this one. If this is your only card in hand, each angel may also remove 1 affliction. Okay. And Christine also has 2 actions. So I will also heal 3 with her, so that brings her up to 14. And I'm going to remove this darkness card from the track. That'll give me a good clean start here. All right, that takes care of all of that. So then angels are each going to gain a free level. So each one of our angels gains 1 free level. And then we also get to spend our experience at this point. So 1, 2, 3. So I have 1 experience left. So each of our angels will actually gain 2 levels at this point. So starting with Christine, I'm going to go ahead and do another talent. And so I'll go ahead and shuffle these up and draw 2. So there's 1 and 2. And let's see what she finds. All right, so we have Power Spike is a passive. Whenever you defeat a demon with a skill, gain a courage. Or we have Accumulate. You and other angels in range each heal 1 damage, and this costs 1 courage. Optional, heal an additional 5 damage divided among targets however you choose. If you do, discard this skill. That could be really good too. I think I'm going to take that. So she's kind of focusing on healing a little bit here. And then I'm going to go ahead and gain some treasure. So 2 heavenly cards. So first off, I have Death's Sting. This one, your skills deal 1 bonus damage to targets with an affliction. And it also gives me a bump to my stat there, which would, again, help with that lightning stab. Or I have the Winged Sandals. When you first gain this item, move 3 spaces. It gives me a health and stat bonus. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and gain the Death's Sting. And that will help, again, with that lightning stab effect. And this one will be discarded onto Gabriel. I'm going to go ahead and gain Heavenly Treasure. We'll see what this one looks like first. All right, so I have the Guardian's Helm. When you first gain this item, protect 1 opposed saint. Well, there aren't any opposed at the moment, so I don't know if I really want to take that. It would give me 1 health and 1 to my sword stat, which would help with the field medic. Or I have the Commander's Coat. It's a chest. Whenever you destroy a demon, you heal 1 damage. And it gives me a bump to my stat there, which would help with the Shield Discus. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this one will be discarded, and I have 1 additional level, so I can either gain a talent or another item. I think I'm going to go 2 items with him, or another item with him. I think something else hopefully will come up here. So whenever you destroy a demon, gain 1 shield. It gives me a bump to my sword stat, or the Greaves of Truth is legs. It gives me 2 health and another bump to my stat there, which could be used for stab. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So it'll give me 2 bonus health. That put him up to 14 again. Okay, so that takes care of all of that. And then the rest of this, I'm going to be placing out new map tiles, populating them, and doing a demon prince. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that off camera, and we'll be back in a minute to see what that looks like. All right, so moving back in now. I went ahead and rearranged a couple things as we had to add, or I had to add 2. All right, so moving back in, I had to rearrange some stuff as I needed to add 2 additional boards for this. There is a Saint underneath that one there, as that meddling imp starts on that space. And Legion is the selected demon prince for this particular skirmish mission. He is going to start with 35 health. And I have Legion's deck out, so the first card that comes out each round is going to be from this deck, and it's going to be revealed right away. So Legion's going to go ahead and handle that real quick. So this one is Advanced Ranks. Each demon moves 2 spaces towards the nearest angel. And this card cannot be cast down as it has the stronghold symbol on it. So each one of the demons moves 2 spaces towards the nearest angel. Okay, and then I do have 2 darkness cards coming out for the number of angels, and then 1 for each one of these saints. All right, so then it's over to us to go again. Actually, I'm going to start off with Accumulate, and that one lets me, each one of us, heal 1. So it puts her back up to 15. And Gabriel up to 15. Then I'm going to do a move action, 1, 2, and that's a free action as well. And the Accumulate was also free. All right, and then I am going to go ahead and do, what do I want to do? I want to try to do the energy charge. Well, no, I don't. I think I don't necessarily want to do that at this point. Let's go ahead and do the lightning stab. So this one costs 1. And it says target a space in range, deal damage to that space up to 2 demons adjacent to that space. Or deal damage to up to 2 demons on or adjacent to that space. I'm going to choose the space with the meddling imp number 2 on it. So I'm going to do damage equal to my stat here. So I'm going to do 4 damage to each one of these guys, eliminating both of them as they both only have 4 hit points. So meddling demon 1 and 2 are gone. And we're going to pick up 2 more experience points for that. All right, so that was her first action. Her second action, I think at this point, her second action would be better to be used to move, so that I can get there and flip over that saint to protect him. All right, that is her turn. So now it is over to the meddling imps. So first off, they have Meddlesome. So remove all damage counters from each meddling imp. So you have to kill them all at one shot. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll. And it's a 1. So I have a little thorn in your side. Range 1, movement 7. So he's going to move. Oop, can't go through there. So he's going to come and sit on top of there. Meddling imps engage the nearest angel and adds wither to the target. So she is going to be suffering from wither now. If the angel has wither, the meddling imps deal 2 damage instead. Okay. So she is now affected by that. And that is the meddling imp's turn. So now it is over to Gabriel to go. So I'm going to start off with a move action. I think I can move a number of spaces there. So it gives me a movement of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not quite adjacent to him. That was a free action. And then I will do the once per round. Well, I'm actually at max health right now, so that's not going to do me any good. So I think I'm just going to do another move action so that I can get adjacent to that saint there. And then I'm going to do a prey action. So again, I'm going to gain courage and get to draw a prayer card. So I get to take 2. So I have Bowl of Wealth, or Wrath, Bowl of Wrath. Play on your turn as an action. Deal 7 damage to demons divided however you choose. Oof. Or the light bursts, gain blessed and add light to your space. Demons adjacent to you are dealt 1 damage. That's a free action. That 7 damage can be really helpful, I think, against Legion. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that one. And then I'm going to roll. And on a 7+, which I got an 8, a pair of 4s, I'm going to go ahead and discard a darkness card. Okay. All right, so now it is over to Legion to go. As I've used my 2 actions, and there's nothing else I can do at the moment, as I don't have range to anything else. Okay, so I have Broken Chains. So Legion moves 2 spaces towards the nearest angel. After this movement, adjacent angels are dealt 2 damage. Legion uses this skill once for each angel on the game, maximum 4 uses. So first is 1, 2, and there's nobody adjacent. So then 1, 2. So now he is adjacent to Gabriel, and he's going to do 2 damage. So Gabriel has lost 2 shields. Now he does his action, his regular action, and it's a 6. So it's Beautiful Stranger. So each player must move 2 spaces towards Legion. Okay. Which is going to flip this guy back over, as now he is not protected. And then puts a Masked Evil into play on or adjacent to the nearest space to Legion with the 3. So that one up there. So I have to put out a Masked Evil up here. And then we add a new card. and they come out exhausted already. Okay, and then if there are 4 or more angels on the battlefield, that masked evil uses an action immediately, which he does not. Okay, so that is that, and then I do have to add his card out for the moment. All right, he has 8 hit points. All right, that is the end of the round, so I do have 5 experience points. So I'm going to spend 3 of those to level up. So each of our characters gains an additional level. So I think with Gabriel, I'm going to go ahead and gain a new talent. And let's see what I get here. So I'll take that and this one, which is going to give me forward offense upgrade. When using your shield discus skill, a successful test deals damage equal to that, which is actually, ooh, that would be really good. You may damage the current target or a demon adjacent to that target with this damage. Okay, that's really good. Or battle relief upgrade. When you use field medic, you may swipe positions with an angel or saint in range 3. If you do, you may use both options on the field medic instead of choosing one. Ooh, do I go offense or defense? I think I'm going to go offense for Gabriel. That is, both of those skills are really good. And Christine, I think I'm just going to go with a treasure. Hopefully pull something that's going to be really good for her. So I have leggings. These are going to give her 2 health and +1 to her, which would be really good for her lightning stab. Or I have regal gloves. When you first gain this card, draw a prayer card, and that actually will bump up my prayer stats. So again, offense or defense, as that would bump up her healing. I think I'm going to go offense on her as well and gain those. So that's going to give me 2 additional health. So she's up to 17 now. So had a rough go early on, and now I'm looking pretty decent for the moment. Okay, that is the end of the round. So new round. So again, adding a new card for Legion. So I have Unchained Spirits. The demon with the greatest number of damage tokens uses 1 action. Target a demon other than Legion unless no other demons remain on the battlefield. Okay, no one's got any damage on them at this point. So I think it would be the Meddling Imps at that point then. And then I am going to add 1 additional card for that. And then there is 1 additional as well. So first off, let's handle that real quick. So the demon with the greatest number, so the Meddling Imps uses 1 action. All right. So it's a 6. It can be Our Little Secret. Reveal the top card of the Darkness deck. If this is a instant effect, it deals 2 damage to the angels divided however players choose. All right. It is an instant effect. So I'm going to take 1 on him and 1 on her. And she has Wither. I forgot to resolve that. When the bearer ends their turn, they are dealt 1 damage. I think she went, yeah, she went first before the imps. So she already had gone, so she won't have to suffer the effects of that. Okay. And then we're back to this one. So each demon moves 2 spaces towards the nearest angel. And that one's already there. And then this one gets revealed. So Seeds of Envy on a test 7+. On a failure, angels are dealt 1 damage each for each adjacent demon, then destroy this card. All right. And I passed the test, so no effect on that one. Okay. So then these all get flipped over. Okay. And then again, it'll be angels starting us off. I think I'm going to go with Gabriel first and try to go after, do some serious damage here. All right. So I'm going to spend my first action to carry out Bowl of Wrath. So this deals 7 damage to demons, divided however you choose. I'm just going to bulk it all onto Legion. So that is going to bring him down to 38 or 28. That'll get rid of that. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and do Shield Discus. So this is going to cost me 2 courage. And it lets me deal damage based on my stat there to a demon, then test on a 7+. If I'm successful, I deal 1 additional damage. So I'm going to go ahead and test that. And I am successful, so it's going to deal 5 damage. And with this, it says, when using your Shield Discus skill, a successful test deals damage up to... Okay, so instead of the 1+, or the 1 damage, it's going to deal this instead, which is currently 3. So I do 4 damage plus an additional 3 damage. I'm doing 7 damage. You may damage the current target or a demon adjacent to that target with this damage. So I could do 4 damage to Legion and 3 damage to the mask. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do 4 to Legion. So it brings him down to 24, and I'll do 3 to the mask. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do it again. Okay. So again, I'm going to test. And it's an 8 again, so I am successful again. So again, either I can do 7 to Legion, or I can do another 3. So the mask has 8, so I'm not going to take him down. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it all in Legion this time. So that's going to bring him down to 17. All right, and that did cost an action to do. Okay. And that is his turn. So then it is over to the meddling imps. So first off, it removes damage, which it didn't have any. And then it rolled another 2. So I have a little thorn in your side, movement 1, or range 1, movement 7. Meddling imps engage the nearest angel and adds wither to the target. If the angel has withered, meddling imps deal 2 damage instead. So she does, so she's going to take 2. So she's back down to 15. Okay, that is the end of the meddling imp's turn. So then it is back over to Christine to go for her turn. I think I'm going to need to move back because I want to get rid of him. Or I could just leave him and go after the other 2. So I could do the lightning stab, which would be pretty good. So I was here, 1, 2, so I'm going to go there. And I'm going to go ahead and do the lightning stab as my first action. It costs a courage. And that is going to target a space. I'm going to target Legion space in range. I has a range of 2, so I'm good there. Deal damage based on my stat there. So I have a damage of 5 to up to 2 demons on or adjacent to that space. So 5 is going to take out the mask, as the mask already had 3 damage on it. And the mask is worth 2 experience points. So I'll get me that, and that's going to take the mask off the board. Okay. That'll clear that. And 5 to Legion, so that's going to bring Legion down to 12 hit points. Okay. And I have 1 action left. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do Pray. It's going to give me 1 courage. And I get a prayer card. So this one is not my word like a fire, says the Lord, and like a hammer that breaks the rock in pieces. Word of power. Play at any time, not an action. Add 3 damage or healing to an angel's skill, divided however you choose between targets. Ooh, okay. That's great. And I get to roll. And it's a 7. So it's exactly what I needed. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a darkness card. And that's pretty much it, as that was my second action there. So I can't do anything else. So at the end of my turn, I do take 1 damage from Wither. And that is it. So that is my turn. So it's over to Legion to go. So Legion is going to move 2 spaces towards the nearest angel. After this movement, adjacent angels are dealt 2 damage. She moves 2 spaces towards the nearest angel. So he's already there. And he's going to use this skill once per each angel on the board. So he is going to go ahead and deal 2 damage to Gabriel twice. So Gabriel's at 15, so he's down to 11 now. As he's going to activate that twice, and then he's going to roll. And he got a 1, which is Menacing Crackle. For each angel on the battlefield, put 1 Meddling Imp into play on or adjacent to the nearest space to Legion with the swirls on it. Where are those at? All right, so Imp 1 and nearest to Legion. There's 1 down here, 1 down there. So this one would probably be a little closer. Okay. All right, and there's not more than 6, so I'm good there. And that is going to end Legion's turn. That is everybody's turn. So then again, it's going to spend the experience points. Oh, what do I do? Do I get... I think I'm going to get a talent for Christine. See what I can get for level 3, or my 3rd talent here. So I'll take that one and this one. And I have Marvelous Voice. I can pay 2 courage, range 3 once per round. Grants an angel in range courage equal to your book value. When targeting yourself, the skill costs 1 less. Oof, that's pretty good. Okay. Or Forked Lightning. Target up to 3 demons within range. Deal 2 damage to the first target and 1 to each other. Range of 2. I'm going to do the Marvelous Voice. Gabriel, I will take some treasure. All right, so we have the Warden's Guard. These are gloves. When you first gain this item, heal 2 damage. Okay, and this one is going to bump up. That would be really helpful. So it's either gain 2 health right away or gain... Yeah, so I'll do that. So I'm going to gain 2 right away, plus an additional 1 for the health that's on this. And this gets discarded. All right, so now he's got even better. He's going to be doing 5 damage per disc throw. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those, so I'll have to work on some courage here. All right, that is my turn. So then it is the darkness. So first off, Legion. So this is Grazing Swine. Choose 1 demon type that is currently in play, and then destroy each demon of that type. Angels are each dealt 2 damage per demon destroyed in this manner. If this is Legion, players lose the game instead. Woof. So we're going to take 6 damage apiece. Ouch. I don't think I have anything that changes that. Okay. So this slides over. That one comes down. So that was my first one. My second one is this. That gets flipped over. And then the third one would be 1 damage to each demon or each player. Okay, so then let's resolve them from left to right. So this one is each demon moves 2 spaces towards the nearest angel. So 1, 2. That one's there. 1, 2. Okay, and then next we have demon with the greatest number of damage tokens uses 1 action. It's pretty much... Okay, and there are other demons on the battlefield, so Meddling Imps, roll a 1. So it's just going to be the 1. So it's going to do 2 to Christine as it is, or be probably number 1. That's going to do it. So he's going to gain Wither and take 2. Okay. Or no, he wouldn't take 2. He'll just gain Wither. Okay. Now it's gonna, this is the big one. So it takes out all 3 of those guys. And does 6 damage to each. Oof. So Christine's down to 7. And so is Gabriel. Oof. All right. So that is going to eliminate the meddling imps. And I need to take him down, hopefully this round here. All right, that'll flip these back over. And it is our turn to go. So I have no courage with Gabriel, so I'm going to go ahead and start with Christine. And Christine, I'm going to spend this for diligence. Or, yeah, because that has to be done on his turn. Player in turn is a free action. Target angel gains 1 courage. If that angel has 10 damage counters or more, they also gain an action to use immediately. So I'm going to have +1 action. So I'm going to go ahead and do an action right away first. So I'm going to do the lightning stab, which costs 1, and it's going to deal damage equal to my hammer. So I'm going to do 5 damage to him. So that's going to bring him down to 7 hit points. Okay. And I'm going to do the Word of Power as well, which adds 3 additional damage to that effect, which brings him down to 4 hit points. And she can finish it off here, so she's going to go ahead and do the lightning strike again and hit him for 5 more, which is enough to bring Legion down. So Legion has been defeated and the town has been saved. And I had 7 hit points left with each one of them. Communion definitely was going to help here a little bit, but if Legion would summon somebody, so at least I wouldn't lose the game, but it's definitely going to take its toll on me for sure. Well, I think it was coming down to the wire there. With that card coming out, things were going to really start ramping up. And so I felt like, I think I took him down at the right time, as I think a couple more rounds could have been enough to take my angels out, as both of them were at 7 hit points. And on top of being withered and having all those nasty effects out there, I think a couple more rounds probably would have done it. So I hope you found the video helpful in learning a little bit more about this one. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see anything else around this, or if I made any mistakes. I do my best to get the rules all correct, but I am just human, so I do make mistakes from time to time. And I love learning too, so if I did make a mistake, point it out, and I will do better next time with that. And until next time, I will see you later.